I'm Jonel Edwards Mickles, pronouns she and her, and I am a co-director at Dream Defenders. And the one thing that I want folks to know about Dream Defenders is that we're ready and we're waiting and we want you to join us. I came to this work in 2012. I was a student at the University of Florida, a political science major, and I remember Troy Davis. And at the time, there was a lot of evidence that he probably didn't do what they had him on death row for. That really hurt me in a big way. And then not too long after that, Trayvon Martin was murdered in Sanford, Florida, which was not too far from the University of Florida. And it just felt too close to home. Hadn't really been to a protest before, but I knew that I needed to do something. And I just linked up with some folks on my campus, planned a march, and I've been at it ever since. It was a few months later. I was actually invited to be a part of this organization, Dream Defenders. I've just had the opportunity to learn so much about the system, about the fact that these aren't one-off things that happen. There's some systemic things about this country and the way that this country was structured that makes this more and more of a reality for a lot of people like me. We see in this moment there's clearly an agenda of hate that is on the rise, and we think that it's really important that there is something clear that says that there's another option available, and there needs to be something that folks are organizing around that has a vision for safety, a vision for good life. My primary responsibility is to support the building of an organization that can be a home for people across the country who want to take action in their communities, who want to make their communities better. For about 10 years, we've been Florida-based only. We've only had Florida squads and chapters and membership. And over the last year or so, we started to grow the organization nationally. So one of our big focuses over the next few years is what it looks like for Dream Defenders to exist nationally, not just in Florida, but across the country. In 2017, we created this document called the Freedom Papers after being in our communities, talking to folks, and realizing that we had great ideas, but actually our communities weren't there with us yet. And we needed a way to better communicate what it was that we were for, what we were fighting against, and the experiences that grounded that. And this year, we've been working to make that into actual policy. So what would this look like materially in folks' lives? So we're working with our membership and our political director to make that into policy. And then our membership will be fighting to make that a reality on the local, statewide, and national level. And if my team can hold that, can support people and allow them to actualize the dreams that they have in their communities, then I feel like I've done my job. Part of being in the movement is you do a lot of sharing about yourself, you do a lot of talking, and I'm normally a very quiet person. Anyone will tell you that I'm a very quiet person. And it was the first place that I felt like I had found a voice and that what I had to say mattered. And that I didn't have to shy away. And I spent a lot of my life in hiding and in a shell because I experienced childhood sexual abuse, and that really shaped how I showed up in the world. And the entering a space of activism allowed me to show up in a different way. It allowed me to say things. It allowed me to shed some of that fear that I had about using my voice. And having the space, one, to contextualize the experiences that I had growing up, and to be a different person, to show up in a different way and to feel held, really brought me into this space and kept me here.